Here we go, guys, our session about the animal's diet, part 2. Last time we started part 1 about the animal's diet and we identified what the meaning of the omnivore, what the meaning of carnivore, and what the meaning of herbivore. We said that the animal that feed on food of plant origin is called herbivore, while that feeding on food of animal origin only is called carnivore, while that consuming a food of animal and plant origin is referred to as omnivore. All of them, we covered them the last time. This is a quick revision. We said that the predator is the animal that hunt another animal and feed on it, like the case of the tiger and the deer. The tiger is the one that hunt and feed on the deer, so the tiger is called the predator, while the prey is the animal killed and eaten by the predator, so it's called the prey. And here is the case of the deer. Here we have the different animals: the falcon, we have the bat, we have the ant, and we have the dog. The sense organ used by the falcon, the eyes. Because the sense is called vision, or you can say the sight. The sense organ used by the bat is the ear, and the sense is hearing. The sense organ used by the ant is the antenna. It's used for touching and smelling. While the sense organ used by the dog to detect the prey is the nose, and the sense is called smelling. Here we have the experiment that we explained the last time. We have two colored and empty sacks presented to the grasshopper. One is the green and the other one is yellow in color. So the difference we said is called the variable. From now on in biology, there is no more the word difference. You have to say the variable. So the variable here is the color of the sack. So the grasshoppers are attracted to the green sack and not the yellow sack. Second experiment, two sacks, they have the same color and they are made of tissue permeable to odors. They allow the odor or the smell to go through it. So one contains herbs and the other contains sand. So the grasshoppers, they are attracted to the one containing herbs, not the one containing sand. You have to know that the grasshopper have different organs: antenna for smelling and touching, eyes for vision, palps for tasting. Now we're going to talk about different animals. Here we start with the new ideas. Here we have the diving beetle. The diving beetle swims. It uses the legs to capture food. While we have the falcon versus the rabbit. The falcon has very good vision. It uses the vision and the eyes to detect the prey and capture the rabbit using the claws and the beak. Using the claws and using the beak to kill the rabbit. Here you have the cheetah. The cheetah is one of the fastest animals in the world. Okay? One of the fastest animals in the world is the cheetah. Also, we have the horse. The horse uses mainly the teeth in order to take the food or to eat the food. Mainly, it eats food that is found on the ground, mainly the grass. So it's a herbivore. You have to know that herbivores, they consume food of plant origin. And this food is still. What the meaning of still? Meaning that it doesn't move. This, for example, the grass doesn't move or walk. The grass is found in the ground and stuck to the ground. It doesn't move. That's why we call it still. So the herbivores, they consume food of plant origin, which is still. Do you see sometimes, for example, a grass that moves, that walks, that runs? No, it doesn't happen anytime. I didn't see this. Did you see any of this? You didn't see this. So no, they don't move or they don't run. Okay? No problem, no problem. So, no problem, Muhammad. So, carnivores, they consume food of animal origin. This food of animal origin is mostly mobile. For example, the cheetah is running after a deer. This deer is stuck in the ground or it's moving. Sure, it's moving. So the deer is going to run away from the cheetah. So the deer is mobile. So you have to know, as a note, herbivores, they consume food of plant origin. Already we know this. But this food is still, it's stuck on the ground. Meaning that it's confirmed, it's stable, it doesn't move. While Carnivores, they consume food of animal origin, and we know this. But this food of animal origin, it's mobile, it moves. Okay? Also, you have to know that the herbivores, they harvest their food. From now on, we don't say herbivores eat food or carnivores eat food. Here we have new words. Herbivores, they harvest their food, while carnivores, they capture their food. Hassan will ask me, how can we know, mister, that herbivores harvest or capture? Herbivores start with the letter, which letter? Start with the letter H. So harvest, it starts with the letter H. So herbivores, harvest. Herbivores with the letter H and harvest with the letter H. While carnivores, they capture their food. So carnivores with the letter C, capture with the letter C. So from now on, herbivores harvest, while carnivores, they capture their food. They start with the same letter. Herbivores harvest, H and H. Carnivores capture, C and C. So here we can distinguish between carnivores and herbivores. Diving beetle, they move by swimming, and the capturing or the harvesting tool that's used to capture the food, they capture food using the legs. Falcon, they use by flying, and they use the beak and the claws to, to capture their prey. While the rabbit, it moves by jumping or propelling, okay? So they use the teeth to harvest the food. The horse, it walks or runs, and they use the teeth to harvest their food. While the cheetah, it moves by jumping or propelling. So they use the claws and the teeth. So you have to know that the herbivores, they have developed incisors to cut the food, and they have developed molars to grind the food into smaller pieces. So here, the incisors, all of you have the incisors. Incisors, they are these, they are called the incisors. The canines, they are found here, and the molars that are found in this side. So incisors, they are these. Canines, they are these, and they are the sharp teeth here, canine. And we have the molars that are found in this region. These are called the canine. For carnivores, they have developed canines, fangs, and molars to tear the food and to burn it into smaller pieces in order to be digested faster. A butterfly has this very special organ. This special organ is like, for example, a straw. Use a straw, for example, to drink juice. So the butterfly, it uses a special organ. It's called the proboscis. It uses this organ, it's like a thread, it uses this organ to suck the nectar from the flowers. So proboscis is a mouth part elongated into a tube that moves outside the mouth of the butterfly. The snail rasps or scratches leaves, chopping them or cutting them into smaller pieces before swallowing them. So in this lecture, we identified the different movements for the different animals, for the beetle, for the grasshopper, for the horse, for the cheetah, for the falcon, and for the rabbit. We know that the herbivores, they consume food of plant origin, which is still, it's not moving. So the food of plant origin is not moving, while carnivores, they consume food of animal origin that's mostly mobile, meaning that it's moving. Also, we knew that herbivores, they harvest their food, while carnivores, they capture their food. Okay? And we know that herbivores, they have developed incisors, you have to study them, to cut food, while they have developed molars to grind it, while carnivores, they have developed canines.